Yeah,
forever.
I wouldn't say forever, but we're good friends.
Pedro, and you started Macho. I want to talk a lot about Macho, and I want to just like get the word out there. I know a lot of people have a lot of questions. I know there's a lot of buzz in town about fuck is Macho, and what better person for you to answer all those questions? Are we ready for that?
Yes, I was born ready. And I personally like to, to go out and have fun with friends, and why not? And I noticed that we didn't have that many options in Vancouver. And I just took the chance. I have very good friend that they support me, and I share the ideas, such as obviously you were one of them. But again, I have a lot of friends that were they have been supporting me from day one, and they challenged me to actually go for it, and I did. And I can tell you, is one of the most challenging projects that I have been part of, but it's also very rewarding.
When you say challenging, like can you talk a little part of creating this brand?
Uh, I think the most challenging part is to enter a new market
Mm,
as a person that, first of all, I wasn't born here. So you to learn how to approach
yeah,
a new community.
it's
So
scary.
it is very scary.
It's scary.
To start with, obviously, the language was a barrier. My first language is Spanish, so everything that my everything when I went to school and all of that was my educational background started back in Venezuela. And then when I moved here, obviously, I went to school again. I
Yeah,
have to start from zero. I basically have to
just do
start
it all
learning
over.
English and all of that. So approaching people here is very different than what we could do, back home.
As an immigrant, yeah.
Exactly. So that's one of the biggest challenges that I would say. I still face that until today, and I know that I will continue to do that. But it's very rewarding to see where I started versus where I am today. Um, and for those that want to start something, and especially if you're an immigrant that wants to just take a chance, it's not going to be easy. It's not. You're gonna cry a lot, which
We've done that. We've done that a
done
lot.
that a lot. And for those that don't know me, I'm very emotional. I'll take everything very personal, and Macho for me is my baby.
Hmm.
It's something that I have been creating from the scratch,
Yeah,
and listening to feedback from people. And it's challenging when things are not going your way, but that's when you have to be strong and continue chasing your dream. And that's what I do every day. When I talk about Macho, it's like I get so excited.
yeah.
And that's what,
You're like 24/7 thinking
yeah,
about what's the
yes,
next move, what you're
especially,
gonna
yeah. And
do.
I have, it's like I also have my full time job, which I also enjoy it a lot. But Macho is that thing that really kind of get me very excited. And also, it's a community. It's a community
Yeah,
that it's, everyone is part.
yeah. But it can be very like this. There could be like a very fine line, just trying to like as adults and living in this world. You can. It's so hard to be like consumed in one. Let's say macho, and then you kind of just forget about your personal life, your work life, and like how about let's unpack this. Like how do you balance like all of this? Because I've had a brand myself, and I can totally relate with what you said. Like literally from the moment that I wake up back then till the day I go to bed, and maybe even when I was asleep, like I was dreaming about the next collection. I was
Yeah.
dreaming about like what am I gonna do next? Like how am I
Yeah.
gonna do it? And it was just like constant consumption of thoughts that are like related to that. And for me, I put a couple things aside, and I kind of forgot about them. So how do you manage that? Like if it's being
So
managed.
It's still a work in progress.
Yeah.
I'm trying my best. So let's start with personal life.
Hmm.
So personal life, when since I started this project, I put my personal life aside at some point, in the sense that I was, or I continue to focus a lot of my time in what can I do to keep, to keep growing, and the brand to be recognized. That's my
That was your
number.
goal.
That's
Okay.
my question every day, that when I wake up, what can I do to make sure that we continue to move forward.
Yeah.
uh from my full-time job, I'm very perfectionist, so that's something that I struggle, but and also it's a work in progress for me. So with my full-time job, I also want to make sure that everything is up to my personal standards, because it's everything that I do is, I want to make sure that I'm proud of. Whether
Right.
it's, whether it's macho, whether it's my full-time job, whether it's my personal life, everything. I just want to be proud. And that's something that it because I'm so perfectionist. Sometimes I struggle, but I'm working on it as we speak.
Amazing.
Um, but you're right. Like every day when I wake up
It's tough.
is like, oh, did I did do we do this right? You look
Yeah.
at your social media. What is engagement on social media? You think it's like, oh my god, like we have to launch this event. Do we have all the assets that
Yeah.
we need? Also, my full time job is
Yeah.
like, oh, I have to catch up with my emails.
And
I
your
have
friends
to,
calling you.
and then friends are calling.
You're like,
And
I gotta
then
go crazy.
yeah, and then personal life, my family is like, oh, like I check on my
Where are
mom.
you?
Sometimes my mom is like, well, you haven't called me in the last 3 days. What's going on? For the records, I talk to my mom every single day. Every morning when I'm driving, she's the first call that I make. But yeah, it's hard to
It's tough.
balance. And my mom is, when I have the call with her, it's every morning. Sometimes I don't call her because I was busy. And then in a couple of days, it's like, oh, I haven't called my mom. So I call mom. And the first thing she says is like, well, you haven't called me in the last 48 hours. Everything okay? It's like, yeah, mom, sorry, I was just busy with this and this. So yeah, sometimes you spend more time in, your side projects, or something that because you're really enjoying it so much that you don't see it as, oh, I'm working. It's more like, I'm doing this activity, and you
Yeah.
continue to do
You get
so.
consumed. Like we're all navigating it, and especially when you're starting something that you don't have the capital to
Yeah.
like have a team right away. Like you're wearing like so many different hats, and I've seen that. Like I've witnessed. You go from like executive producer to like the one that's cleaning the floor after the parties are done. Like you have so many different titles
Yeah.
that you can't like chop yourself in a million people. But so when you say balancing macho, and you have done a lot of like investment into it in any kind of way, what has been like the proudest moments that you can say, fuck, we did it so far?
So when I first started, it was December 7th last year. My goal was to host my first party, and I wanted, like, my personal goal was to have our first event. I will be happy.
Okay.
And surprisingly, we were, I think we were also like probably around like 600 people. So that was a good,
That was a
that
win.
was a good moment.
I love
Uh,
that.
when I saw everyone dancing, I remember there was a friend of mine that I shared the idea with him and with other friends. And at the night of the event, everyone was dancing. I was on the side, and he looks at me and he said, "Turn around." And I turn around, and he said to me, "Look what you did." In that moment was that moment when I realized, wow, this is the power of community. And I turned around and I said, well, I didn't. We did it because you push me and you continue to challenge me every day to be better and to continue, chasing my dream. And the same as him, it was so many other people that have been supporting me from day one. To that person that was sharing an Instagram post for us to, promoting the event.
Yeah.
That was nice to see, and that's when kind of like everything started for me, when I started to see that Macho was bringing people together. That was one of the most amazing moments that I ever had.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And I think I've told you a few times, I mean, definitely have. And the the sense of the party, like, yes, it's a circuit party, and it was like, the typical um expectations that you have for a gay party. But what I really like kind of like got to me, and not to be biased or anything, but the energy that was in those parties, I think it was like community. Like, it was like a little scream community. It screamed, like gathering. Like, it was like literally like having, like, 700 people in your house.
Yeah,
Like, everybody kind of knew each other. It felt like that. It felt like very intimate,
yeah,
which was like an amazing thing to do, because, for anyone and everybody that don't know, the gay culture, it's pretty segregated at this time, and it's like usually, like, certain types of people together, and they all look the same. And I think this one was like so cool. Like, I mean, the energy like that you've had in every single party has always been so inclusive. And and for me, at least, like, I felt like I'm home. Like, I
yeah,
felt like I'm welcome, which is it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. It's a great thing to have, and especially at this kind of event,
yeah,
because it's usually the other way around. Like,
yeah,
they don't talk to you. They're like bitches, and that whole thing. That whole thing that the gays love to talk about.
yeah,
That actually happens. So, like, when you talk a lot about community, and when you talk a lot about inclusivity, like,
yeah,
are you was that part of, like, the idea of macho, or
yeah.
that just
It
came
was,
naturally?
and it was, and I shouldn't say it was. It continued to be the number one priority for me.
Mhm.
Um, I know there is a stigma about a secret party,
Yes,
and
it's a couple of those.
um, so to tell you, and I think to talk about the stigma of a secret party, I think I want to start with, what macho means, because I
Mhm.
know it's a strong word.
It is.
I know that a lot of people made a comment that the name is not inclusive, and I know and aware, I should say, that the name is a very strong name.
It's yeah, it's very
And if you look at,
challenging.
yeah,
Yeah,
and so it's just the name. I know when you talk about macho, you automatically think about
like somebody beating their wife,
someone
a
who is very a
cowboy.
strong man
Yeah,
with physically with a very strong
with like 20
presence,
kids.
and it's not just 20 kids. Shut up. But it's not just someone who someone who's very masculine, someone who is a big guy, right? And that's not the case of what I thought about macho when I have macho as an option for the names that I came up with.
So, what does macho mean to
So
you?
macho means to me is someone who is strong, but not physically. I'm talking about as a person. I'm talking about you as a human that is trying to moving forward in life. Someone who knows uh, their values.
Mm.
Someone who is there to give a hand to a friend. Someone who is there to to tell you when you made a mistake, which I always said, hey, if you make a mistake, own it. Someone who is not afraid to showcase who they are unapologetically. This is me. I'm very personally, talking about as like Pedro, putting macho aside, um, I'm very, how can I say it?
You're very authentic, I would say.
I'm very authentic, yes, but I also pick up my mind, like whatever is in my brain, I'll say it.
Definitely
And
will.
and and obviously I care about people. I'm always very mindful of, emotions and why not. But I also make mistakes and I own it. If I do make a mistake, I'm not afraid to say, hey, I'm sorry, I made a mistake.
Yeah.
And this is what macho means to me. Macho means someone who is unapologetically themselves, someone who wants to continue growing and moving forward, and someone who wants to be involved and be a community leader. That's basically what macho means to me.
Okay.
And when we talk about inclusivity, it's very important for me personally that everyone that comes to our events feels.
Okay. And how do you do that?
So, I mean, this is something that we're working is a work in progress. Every day we're trying to, to change, adjust things. I appreciate feedback.
You've gotten a lot of feedback from
I do,
the
but
community. A little too much.
I do.
Yeah.
And
But it's great.
I'm always happy
It's
to hear feedback.
yeah.
But there is a very thin line between giving you a feedback, but just be, or someone who is trying to,
Talk
uh,
shit.
to no, to bring you down.
Yeah.
And it happens. Like during Pride, there was a time that it happens, and we can talk about that in a different, different time. But it's different.
We know
I
who
lost
you
my
are.
idea.
Don't talk shit. Don't be talking shit until you know what it's like to run a business. If you had a business,
No,
you would know.
it's feedback is something that is really important, but you also have to be very mindful and respectful in
Yeah.
how you say it. Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, yeah, Macho is a brand, but behind that brand is a human.
That cries a lot.
Yes, and continue to move forward because you have to stay true to who you are, and that's basically what I do
Yeah.
with Macho.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can totally like relate to that because it's very similar to bad influence. Like, when I put that word out there, I I like spent all night just like thinking, I'm like, holy fuck, like this is a strong word. Like, I don't want the bad influence, like people like breaking into cars and like, doing bad stuff. Like, it was scary because I'm like, I don't want that kind of people. Like, I
Yeah,
want to showcase like exactly what you're doing. Like, I wanted to twist a little bit the perspective
yeah,
of like what the actual word means,
yeah.
and it could be easily mistaken for doing actually bad
Yeah.
things. And I'm like, I don't want those people. Like, I don't want somebody wearing a hoodie and like in the news because they stabbed somebody, right?
Oh my god.
Like, literally, like, I was just like, I don't want that. Like, it's scary because
Yeah,
I'm like, this is all up to me to make sure that the meaning of the brand that I want to, like, took that different and harder route of changing the perspective of a word. I don't want it to like come differently.
yeah,
And I think it's like a little bit of extra hard work
yeah,
to just make sure that it's like, hey, this is what the word is, but that's
yeah,
not what it means.
yeah,
Um, and you have to constantly just make sure that every single word, every single ad, every single thing just
yeah,
kind of like relates to changing that perspective.
yeah,
So it's good. It's an amazing. I mean, I love the name. Like, I think it definitely does that. But like, let's say if if I'm intimidated by the name,
yeah,
like say somebody that I gotten some DMs because I've worked closely with Pedro with throughout the entire journey, and I remember I got a DM from somebody that I mentioned that they were like, hey, like with girls, or like I may not look like I have six packs, or like I don't look like a macho type. Can I still come? And I was like, what? I'm like, of course you can fucking come. So how would you like, or what would you say to those people that are like intimidated, or might feel a little bit like they have some shyness around that
yeah.
whole party?
So I get the question. I get that question. I wouldn't say often. I think now we're not getting that question as much as we used to. But when I get the question, my first thought is, are we doing something that is making this person?
Party.
So I get the question. I get that question. I wouldn't say often. I think now I we're not getting that question as much as we used to. But when I get the question, my first thought is, are we doing something that is making this person feel like they're not welcoming?
Hmm.
And that's very important for
That's
me.
important. Yeah, that's big.
And even though that I think we're not, there is, there's
There's always
people out
someone.
there that can think otherwise. So the short answer is absolutely everyone. When I say everyone is welcome at Macho, whether you are gay, straight, lesbian, trans, absolutely everyone, and I mean this, is welcome in here. Because Macho is a space, as I said very earlier today, is a community, and a community is built with people. And it doesn't matter your background, it doesn't matter your religion, it doesn't matter what you look like physically. What it matters to me, and when I say to me, it's about Macho, is I want you to have fun in a safe space that you want to be yourself, that
And
you
be
want to
respectful.
dance, you want to have fun with people, and yeah, obviously be respectful. And but just have fun. That's the whole purpose of me creating this brand and creating a space that everyone wants to come.
I always want to come.
Shut my fuck.
That's no, that's great. That's
God
I
Lord.
I love that, and I love that you're like trying to like make everyone feel seen, and that's so important. That's so empowering, and I can see that movement like happening. I know it's taken a little bit of time, but I know that
Well,
it's happening.
I wouldn't say it's taking a little bit of time. Is we're educating
Hmm.
our community by saying macho is not, literally, it's not the word that you think of. The word has is evolving every day, and that's how I'm trying to express what macho means. And the short answer is absolutely everyone is welcome here. So always be aware that we don't discriminate people for what you look, or whether you're a guy or a girl or a trans, or it doesn't matter. Just come and have fun.
Yeah.
That's all I ask.
Just be respectful, have fun, and come. That's all we need.
Can
That's
we cut that
those
part?
those are the rules.
God Lord. No, that's not.
What you want them to come, right?
Can we
You
stop
want them
that?
to come to the party, but no, like honestly, that's what it's all about. And I think
Yes.
like revolutionizing the scene. It's
Mm.
something that needs to be done.
No.
Um, Not only in this city, but everywhere. And I know that you have future projects to get out there, but it's important. It's important because like we both have like all kinds of friends. Like we have trans people, we have all types of people, and it's like it's hard to put them all in the same room
No.
because everyone seems to have their own agenda for some reason.
No.
And at the end of the day, we're a community. Like we're all the same. We're all friends. We all love each other. So I don't know why that happens. But I'm so happy that you're doing that. Um, Touching a little bit more on the community side of things. Like I know that you're doing projects outside the event.
No.
Can you tell the world a little bit what's going on?
Yeah. So, again, macho is always something that it wants to scream community. That's basically what I want for the brand. And one thing that we decided to do is we're working with this organization, community. So basically
Who's community?
community is is a nonprofit organization that support the trans community in BC.
Amazing. Okay.
And For the Halloween event, so our next event is on October 24th.
24th.
It's that's a Halloween party. And for this event, we decided to donate $5 of the ticket to go towards community. So
Amazing.
they are they're I believe they're right now they just launched a new campaign to collect or to raise funds to for their new building. There is a new building
Yes,
that's
I
coming
heard.
up.
Yes,
It's going to be, I believe, in the corner
one of the
of
biggest ones
the
too.
yeah,
That's
and it's on the
amazing.
corner of Davie and Burrard.
Yes,
So we're donating $5 for every ticket that we sell is going towards community.
there you go.
So that's one. But the objective that I have for 2026 and moving forward is that every event that Macho is hosting, we're going to be donating profit, money from our profit to different organizations. So the ask is if you know any nonprofit organizations that support the LGBTQ plus community, I want to know because we want to be in touch with those organizations and just help them out. So
There you have it.
every party that we're hosting, I will be personally selecting one organization that we're going to be making a donation. So
That's so
the
good. I love
goal
that.
now is not just going to a party, but I want us to have fun while we are
Having an
doing
impact.
something for our
That's so good.
community.
That's
So
amazing.
it's very new. I decided to do that when we started with the Halloween plans,
Hmm.
but now is let's have fun with purpose. And
That's so cool.
the purpose for me is to continue helping our community in any ways that we can. So the ask is if you're buying a ticket for any of our events, I also want you to send us an email. You can just leave a comment on here saying, "Hey, this is the organization that I would like to support," and we will obviously be in touch and see how we can make it work. But I want this to be something that we're doing together.
There you have it. So October 24th, we have Halloween. $5 of the proceeds from the ticket sales are going to community.
Community, yeah.
And if you are going to a Halloween party, if just so you know, your impact is being shared with community. And for the next party, are you starting the next party?
Yeah, so elevate.
Elevate. I love that.
So
That's my favorite word.
elevate is going to be the new era of where I don't want people to think of Macho as a secret party.
Macho is elevating, y'all. But before we get there, what should I expect to like? I've been to your parties, but everyone watching that hasn't been
Yeah,
and that are like dying to go for Halloween.
yeah.
As party, like, are you having a theme party? Are you having like a
Yeah, so for
Halloween
the
costume
For the Halloween
contest?
party, we're actually bringing a brand, an international brand. It's called Candy, the Candy from Madrid. So Candy hosts parties in all Europe. They also have done parties in Brazil and some other countries, and they're coming to Vancouver for the first time. So
Ooh,
for the Halloween event, the theme is luchadores.
okay.
So for this party, you can
For
expect.
everyone that don't know what's a luchador, Pedro, tell me.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for, but
Is that like a wrestling type of thing?
yeah, it's like
Okay,
wrestling. It's
okay.
like yeah, it would be.
So should I go
I
dressed like
can't
a?
tell you what you're gonna see at the party
Ooh,
because obviously it's a surprise.
ooh.
But
So there's surprises.
the theme is luchadores.
Okay.
So, um, however, if you don't feel like you want to dress up like a luchador,
Hmm.
or if you don't want to dress up at all, then just don't do. Do what you're comfortable with, and the most important part, do what makes you feel good. That's it.
Done. I love that.
So that's the next event, and then in December, Elevate is an evolution of Macho for 2026. So Elevate, we have 6 DJs in total playing in
Yikes.
one night.
And I know that there's a little bit of DMs from people too that actually remember that time we were at that restaurant working on
Yes.
we're at a restaurant and we were working on, was it
Pride. We
was
were
it
working on
Pride?
Pride.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we were
we were
working on
working on
Pride.
Pride.
So I opened my laptop, and while he's pouring our drinks, he like saw my wallpaper or something, a photo that I was showing Pedro, the macho word, and he was like, "Oh, like, are you guys part of it?" And we're like, "Yeah, we're like working on the this and Pride, la la la." And he was super nice, and he was one of those people that gave us the feedback.
Yeah,
He was like, I went to your first party, um, and I would have loved to see more,
yeah,
more kind of techno or something.
yep, yeah,
Are you having techno? Are you having
yes,
some sort of music different
yeah.
on the circuit?
So when I said this is, Elevate is the evolution of Macho for 2026, is you can expect different style of music. So for Elevate, we're gonna have two rooms. So in the main room, we will have circuit and tribal, and the second room is gonna be more techno and house.
Ooh, okay.
So I love the idea of doing the two different style of music,
Yeah, sounds fun.
because again, match is all about community. So it doesn't matter whether you like circuit and tribal or you just like techno music, you can actually enjoy everything at one place. And we did this kind of idea back in April when we did Seduction, and people
I loved it. I love those kind of scenes.
yeah,
They don't have that here.
people love the, that concept where they were able to go to one room and there was
Hmm.
one music, and then they went to the other room and they have a different music. So I wanted to bring that back again. So that's where we're doing Elevate.
That's how we're elevating, y'all.
That's what we're
I love
elevating,
that.
correct? So that is happening on December 6th, 2025. And it's going to be the biggest productions that we have ever done at Macho. And
Ouch, spicy.
yes, we're going big
I
this
love that. I
time.
love that.
It's
You have to with that
go,
word. With
go,
that word, you gotta show me the elevation here.
go big or go home.
I love that.
And this particular production that we're working on is something that I get
We
emotional
can't talk too much
when
about
I
it.
talk about it, but I'm building, or we are, because it's not just myself, but like the team all together, we are creating a production that you are gonna ask yourself, what's next?
Why did I miss this party? You're not missing it because you're gonna come. So we have Halloween 24th. How do people buy the tickets? Like if I want to go,
Eventbrite. So if you go to the Instagram account on our link in bio, you can see the different events that we have.
we'll drop over here. We'll drop your Instagram
Yeah.
account.
So the Instagram account is at Macho Productions Van. But yes, we will just leave on the comment. But yeah, the next event is on October 24th, so next Friday.
24th, December 6th. Just write that down.
Yes,
We'll have
and
it.
you can miss it.
You can't miss it.
You can't. It's something different, something unique, and we hope that everyone enjoy it as much as I do every time that we are, creating this new theme for the parties.
They're always so good. Like I always have a good time. And to conclude this, I think Pedro, we covered quite some time, a lot of what macho is, and a little bit of who you are. Um, but if you were to give someone advice for, somebody that's trying to start the business, like I know
Yeah.
it's hard, and I know everyone has ideas. Like, what would you say to somebody that's trying to start a project or has an idea and they want to like put it to execution? Like, what would you say to those people?
Get ready to cry a lot.
Get a good therapist.
Yes, get a good therapist, get good friends. But no, seriously, if you're thinking to start a new project or your new business, just have a clear perspective of what you really want to bring to our community, and just stay true to who you are, stay true to yourself. That's for me, that's the biggest, or that's what I keep reminding myself every day. Yes, we have to adapt, we have to take feedback, but you have to stay true to who you are. And it is going to be challenging. There's going to be times you're going to ask yourself, is this really worth it?
A
Um,
lot of doubts, yeah.
is there's going to be a lot of doubt. There's a lot of people who are going to question you. But if you just stay true to who you are and you have a clear objective, and always always be mindful of putting yourself as a customer as well, or as as a customer, someone who is outside of your dream, that um, you can put yourself in their shoes, but at the end of the day you can change who you are. And that's for me, that's the most important part. I continue to, I'm learning on the go. And sometimes it's tiring. Like sometimes I ask myself, oh my god, this is a lot. Should I continue doing it? But that's the time when I call friends and I express my feelings. And I'm very, very grateful and lucky that every time that I make that phone call, someone is there to lift me up and say, "You got this. You can, you can't leave now." So be ready to
To cry a
spend a lot
lot.
of time doing what you think is right, but always be mindful that you always have to step back, look at the full pictures, and then adapt and change based on uh, the demand of their consumer. But don't think that you can do it, because it's so worth it when you try. And even if it doesn't work,
At least
it
you
is
say you did it.
so
Yeah.
it's so it feels so good when you say, I did it. I think that's my best.
That's so good. That's so important. That's so amazing. And speaking of I did it, I'm so happy. I'm happy that we did our first little series here with you. I mean, I couldn't pick the better person than Pedro himself.
Thank you.
And I'm so
Thanks.
happy to talk about Macho. Like, I know that, well, I always knew, and I told you from like day one, like Macho is gonna go places, and Macho is gonna, have all the reach that it deserves. So I'm super proud of you. I'm
Thank
super
you.
proud of your
Thank
journey.
you.
I am super excited and grateful that you're doing it. You've implemented the idea, and like the community has shown you so much support and love, and they continue to do that. And the exponential growth that you have and that you will continue to have, it's amazing.
Thank
So
you. Thank you.
happy to have you here and sharing that with the world. Any last words before we kill you?
Before you kill me.
Any last words? So, Pedro, thank you so much for being here. I want to conclude this interview, and I want to ask you one last question. I promise. What I wait. So we're not doing this when we're doing the 4-year-old,
Love what doing what?
the little Pedro.
Okay.
Okay, I'm asking.
No.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Pedro, for being here. I couldn't
Thank you.
have my first guest. I couldn't done it without Pedro. You've been such a
Thanks.
good sport.
Thank you.
But I want you to share one last thing to the world here. Like, what will you say to little Pedro back
Oh
in
God.
back in Maracaibo in Venezuela? What what will you say to that little kid that's like running around and eating patacones in Maracaibo?
Uh, wow. Oof. I'm not gonna get.
Getting emotional, yo.
I'm not gonna get emotional. Um, what I would say to him is, it's going to be difficult to show who you really are at first, to your family. Um, it's going to be difficult, because I know it's going to be. Uh, but you have to stay true to who you are, and you have to live your life the way that you want it. Um, you're going to have to stop at some point, uh, talking to your family, even though they are the most important people in your life, um, because it's not going to be good for you. Um, but it will get better. Um, and during that time, you're going to learn so much about you that is going to help you to be where you are today. So to little Pedro, I've never said this before. Um, I want you to be proud of who you are and never doubt yourself. And to the Pedro that I am today, I'm just going to say I'm proud of you because you have done so much for yourself, for your family, for the people that you are surrounded by, that they do appreciate who you are. And I started to be happy and to feel safe and good when I was showing who I was, who I really was. And yeah, that's all.
That's so cute. We love little Pedro. We love little Pedro. Bring him back. That was it, y'all. That was so sweet. I love that. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you so much, Pedro, again. Thank you to little Pedro that we love him. And we'll see you again soon next time.
Thank
We
you.
have to do this again, I think.
Yeah. In 1 year. Bye.
I love
Oh my God, I
that.
was so emotional.